Mixing feed on farm can reduce costs by allowing the farmer to purchase bulk feed ingredients and to prepare specialized feed blends. The Brothers and Sisters of Charity at Little Portion Hermitage raise an average of 1,200 broilers a month at their Berryville, Arkansas pastured broiler operation. They use a Gel mixall to grind and mix their own feed blends. Main ingredients such as whole corn, soybean meal, and distiller's grain are stored in grain bins on the farm. Cliff Colbert describes how their Gel mixall works.
Oh, this is 2 ton. You can do 2 tons at a time. It's got a hammer mill in it, so this is the loading auger. Yeah, this swings out. You can load all your whole grains in this. It feeds it up into the hammer mill. Drops in there and drops into the hammer mill, which is right there, and I'll show you that. Different size screens.
Yeah,
it's called a screen, and
hammer mill.
based on what coarseness grind you want, you get a finer screen. And then this is the hammers. Just basically, they're just flat pieces of steel, and there's 66 of them, and they flail around that, and they push it just by that screen, and that's where it actually gets cut, is right against that screen. There's an auger in the bottom of that, so you can see inside that, and that pulls it this way and dumps it inside here. So that's all. If you want all the grindings done there, pulls it inside. There's a little detachment point inside where you can detach the hammer mill from the rest of the drive, so you can just mix if you want, because there's a lot of just mixing time. This is where all the concentrates go. Anything that you don't want to grind and just go straight in there. To be like, for us, it's a pre-mix, alfalfa meal, fish meal, things like that. And then inside this bin, there's a large screw in the center with a tube around it, and when the material gets up to that tube, then it basically pulls up through the tube and drops out at the top. And it's got a paddle in the top and the bottom, which spin this way at the same time. So it's mixing it this way, and it's also mixing it this way. Then so when you're all done and you got what you want, then you want to this unloads it then. And that's just a separate deal over here. It says the unloading auger on this side. So the whole thing, the entire machine is weighted with that scale. And so generally, the way I use it, if I have my recipe, and whatever weight of the ingredient is, I put that in and then push load, and then it counts down to 0. So you have to watch it. It has a little warning light here when you get below 50 pounds, but you can get an alarm or whatever on that too. And then some of these you can actually attach a printer to it if you want to get involved. We tried to keep it simple though. And then you can also add liquids to this, or you can, like if someone was needed molasses or something, there is an attachment you can spray, you can atomize it while you're making it. Or what I do, I have to add soy oil back in for energy. So about halfway through the mix, I add that in the top.
Something on a carrier.
For us, last year we were doing it at the peak, we were doing 2 tons a week. If you had everything in your lined up nicely, I'd say it'd probably take an hour to do 2 tons. It's
and
not
it's
bad.
predicated too on the dispense rate of your auger on the bins, because sometimes this is pretty slow, so you're waiting around for all 1,000 pounds of corn to come out.
And of course, I'm just now starting to factor in the fuel, as I know about how much diesel I'm using per ton.
Because it operates from the tractor.
Yeah. You need this size machine. You need at least I think it's at least a 50 horse PTO.
I guess you have the bad day when you.
More information on the Gel mixall can be found at www.gel.com. For more information on Little Portion Farm, visit their website at www.littleportion.org and by following the Monastery Farm link. And for more information on sustainable agriculture, including organic grain suppliers, visit ATRA's website at www.atra.org or by calling their toll-free number at 1-800-346-9140.